deer season. We are headed out to the National Forest. First off, I want to say thank you guys for the support so far. My last video wasn't nothing special, but some of you guys stepped up and put your faith and trust in me and pushed me over that 50 mark and gave me the opportunity to make you some content, help you learn something, entertain you a little bit. Can't tell you how much I appreciate that, and I appreciate your faith and trust. So here we go. We're in the car. We're headed to the big woods. It's an east wind this morning. We're going to head into a spot that we can access from the west. It's a spot that we scouted out this summer, and we actually kind of found on accident. We went in to scout a kind of a fence corner and a fence line. Pretty flat area, as most of the National Forest in this area is. Well, we came across this oak flat, and I jumped back in there about 3 weeks ago, just stopped in there, and there were 2 scrapes in there and a nice little rub line, and I'm hoping the acorns are starting to drop. They're starting to drop at work. In the parking lot, I can see the acorns dropping a little bit. They're not raining yet, but they're dropping. So we're hoping for that. We might have to change it up a little later this afternoon. Excuse me. Might have to change it up a little. The wind's going to be shifting a little more northeast, so I don't know if it's going to be ideal, but we'll see how it goes. But we're running late this morning as usual. Not late to the hunt, but late for the plan. Stayed up late, got up early, still praying that we didn't forget something. So we're going to be living out of the car today. Brought a little sack lunch. Probably going to get out of this spot and head straight over to the other one, because all signs indicate it's right close to bedding, and get pictures in there between 11 and about 2. And probably just gonna go straight over to that spot and set up, probably on the ground. We got the homemade ghillie suit over here, the homemade ghillie jacket that we're gonna set up. So, but right now, we just gotta pray we didn't forget something, get to the tree without any hiccups, and pick a spot in the dark. So I'm just going off of some pictures I took and hoping to pick something out. So here we go. It's deer season, baby. Woo-hoo! You got to get it out of your system before you get to the stand. We'll see you in the tree.
We are all set up in this flat. This little area is about 60 by 100 yards. When I came in from the west side, I kind of have to make a right to get into it. And over my shoulder behind me, there's a scrape on that corner. There's a scrape over there. So that trail is set up to my right. There's a bunch of massive oak trees in here. I haven't been able to tell if they're really dropping yet, but I can see a few busted caps. You can see I got some really good cover over my shoulder, my back, so I don't like to have my back to anything, and if I do, I like to have the cover behind me, so this tree worked out really good. There's a lot of thick bedding around this. It's just a little diamond in the rough, a little oak flat. Hard to find a place like this in the National Forest that with this kind of shootability and range. But it's super thick all around this piece. So hopefully we can catch something and kind of cruise through here on the way back to some bedding. Not sure how fresh the scrapes are. I saw them about 2 weeks ago. So we'll sit tight. Hopefully we can get our first deer in 2020. just had a few pigs come in. They came out to my left about 30 yards, but they worked straight away from me. They went on to the back of this little flat. I'm not opposed to shooting a pig. If one gives me a shot, we're gonna take it. We'll see if one works by. Bring on the bacon. I can hear acorns eating a tin roof on a barn or something. Probably 500 or 600 yards away. I know that's what it is. You can hear him hitting. Pow! You can hear him rolling off. So that's a good sign. There should be some acorns on the ground.
Oh God, I got her. Oh my God, I got her. Oh my God. 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 I can't get it down. Oh. 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 She ran to the back corner. It sounded good. I shot right under a limb. Oh my God.
I don't know about the shot. I think it was good. Oh my God. I tried to think and slow down. Before I shot. Because I knew she was fixing to leave. We'll get down and check out the arrow. I got that last spot where she ran about 40 yards and I lost sight of her. I could hear her crashing into the thick cover. I don't know if it was her crashing for good or just barreling through the thick cover. So we get I think the arrow, it was almost a total pass through. And as she ran, the arrow was barely, almost all the way out, and then it fell out the other side. So, let's go. Oh, please, Jesus. Father, thank you for this morning. Thank you for your beautiful creation and the opportunity to be out here. Lord, I pray that you be with me as I recover this deer, Lord. All right, we just got down. I'm gonna go check out this arrow. I'm kind of worried it might be a little low, or it's right in the wheelhouse. So you can see where I was, and then this tree up here. This one right here, right behind this cover. It's right up there. She was standing right out there. Let's go find this thing. Well, it's looking pretty discouraging. Found the broadhead. It's a little meat on it. There's blood, spattered blood, all the way up and down the arrow. But nothing that looks really good. And I don't like this hunk of meat. I'm thinking maybe I hit a little low. A little low and forward maybe.
sucks. I think she was further away than I thought. Even though I have my bow set up to error on the high side. All the work that goes into it. You don't get these opportunities very often in this part of Texas. So, judging by the texture of the arrow, because she carried it like 50 yards, but judging by the texture, it went in about that much, which I don't get. Because if I hit too low, you wouldn't think it would have stuck. It would have glanced or I don't know. I thought it passed all the way through her. When she passed by this tree, this limb pulled it out. The other bad thing, and it looks like it hit hard. You can see how the tip is bent, the blades are bent. So it might be low front leg. I don't know. I'm not gonna give up though. I think I'm gonna call for a little help just to make sure. We'll go from there. It's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling at all. We just got back to the car. And pretty confident it was a non-lethal hit. Everything I could tell, there was no blood on the ground anywhere. It was muscle on the broadhead. When I got down and looked from where she was standing to where I was sitting, it was pretty sure that I clipped a limb, and judging from the footage, it's so hard to tell, but there's one frame where I can see her wheel to the right away from me and see the arrow sticking out of the leg, it looks like. I knew I'd seen the arrow flopping, but I thought it was because it was passed through, and I thought I saw it on the other side of her body, but I think it was through a lower leg. And it finally pulled off about 40 yards later, but we probably might come back tomorrow just because that way we give it a good effort. But there's everything grid searched for several hundred yards through the woods, no blood. Called a buddy who good tracker, and he's got a dog, and everything we can tell, it's non-lethal. So it's very frustrating on my part for maybe even taking the shot. You know, it's a hunter's responsibility to take the best shot, and if it wasn't there, I shouldn't have taken it, and I'm just not sure. That was a first for me, and pretty bad timing. That deer was they're all special in, you know, every experience. So I'm just very upset with myself, and that's it. So maybe we'll come back tomorrow. I'm gonna go home for the day and regroup, put it on a bigger screen. Was able to put it on a big screen and watch, but a good hunt, you know. Is confident that we found the deer. It's not easy to do out here, and got down looking for the doe. There's a ton of sign everywhere, so it makes sense. Acorns are definitely dropping. There's a lot of buck sign back there too, but it's gonna be a pretty rough rest of the day. It's a first for me, so it doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good at all. Makes me want to throw up. So we'll get home, maybe come back in the morning. But the only thing is it's a non-lethal shot, if anything. So we'll regroup and figure out what we're gonna do next.